Hey guys, in a previous video I covered 5 NBA players who I thought had the most to prove in this upcoming season. For today's video I'm going to round out that list with another 5 players. As I said before, this list is in no specific order and it's just my personal opinion, but I would be curious if there's anything anyone would change, so please let me know in the comments. Starting it off, I'm going with Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks. This season will mark 5 years since the Hawks made their Eastern Conference Finals run, and since then they've won just 3 playoff games, which is quite disappointing to say the least. For Trae, who's a career 25 point per game player, playoff success might be the last barrier for him to get considered among the elite players in the NBA, as he's constantly considered a fringe all-star. The Hawks have had a really busy offseason, adding Nickeil Alexander-Walker and sharpshooter Luke Kennard, and this team figures to be the best that's been assembled around Trae in some years. Trae has not yet received a contract extension, and in my opinion, the front office is sending him a clear message. If you want your max extension, lead this team back to, at very least, the Eastern Conference Finals. For my next pick, I'm going with a Western Conference guard who just cashed in on a massive extension himself. San Antonio Spurs' De'Aaron Fox was acquired last season to pair next to young star Victor Wembanyama. He played just 17 games as a Spur before being shut down to have surgery on his pinky finger, but apparently he'd shown enough to the Spurs to be handed a 4-year, $229 million extension. This extension makes Fox the 8th highest paid player in the league in terms of average annual value. The contract has drawn criticism by many, calling it an overpay and questioning Fox's place among the other elite guards in the NBA. The pressure will be on Fox this season to disprove this narrative and fend off number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper, who will no doubt be gunning for that starting spot. My next choice is Houston Rockets guard Reed Sheppard. Last season's 3rd overall pick, Reed struggled to carve out a role for himself on a very talented Houston team. He played in 52 games, averaging a little over 12 minutes a game and chipping in 4.4 points per game. With Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks out the door in the KD trade, Reed should see his opportunity increase. As a smaller guard, he will have to prove that he can hang on the defensive side of the floor if he hopes to impress coach Ime Udoka, who considers defense non-negotiable. This season could be make or break for Reed, as stumbling out of the gates as a high lottery pick is usually a bad sign for your career. Coming in at number 9, I'm Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. He's played just 59 games in the last 2 seasons, and his grip on superstardom is hanging by a thread. His point per game has been declining since 2021, and the league really seems to be forgetting who Ja is. This offseason, Memphis shipped out co-star Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson will be starting the season injured, so the focus will be squarely on Ja Morant to start the season. If he starts the season looking like his old self, the league will start to take notice, but if he struggles, his critics will be very loud, and rumors of his departure from Memphis will increase. I have faith that Ja is motivated to prove his doubters wrong, and I expect a return to his all-star form this season. For number 10, I cheated a bit, and I have the Clippers veterans minus Kawhi, who of course in my opinion has nothing left to prove. The rest of the team, however, is made up of former superstars who have yet to win a championship. James Harden, Chris Paul, and Bradley Beal are all hunting for the same thing, one last chance at a championship before they retire. You could argue that Harden and CP3 already have Hall of Fame careers and don't need a championship to validate that. However, we all know how ring culture works, and without one, it'll likely be held against their legacy. I, for one, am excited to see these veterans team up with that shared goal, and it should make for one of the more interesting storylines of the season. So that rounds out my list of players that have the most to prove in this upcoming NBA season. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like and subscribe. Okay, bye.